You are listening to a Pappy Hour special report. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first special report of Pappy Hour. We have WrestleMania 35 coming up this week, and it's going to be on Sunday. Saturday, we have the Hall of Fame inductions, and Sunday, we have WrestleMania. Now, I'm bringing you this individual report just on this topic because I got a lot of positive feedback when I had It's Busted Jeeber on for the Royal Rumble. And so I figured, hey, you guys like it? I'm going to bring it to you. So, WrestleMania 35 coming up. And this is one of the things that my son, It's Busted Jeeber, and I like to do is watch these big pay-per-views together and kind of do our own predictions as to who's going to win, who's going to do what. And usually Pappy is pretty damn on spot with this. So just letting you know. So I'm going to give you my predictions. All right. So we've got, now these aren't in any particular order, and this is based off of what the WrestleMania card is as of today, April 2nd at 1:28 p.m. in the Arizona time. Okay. So we have, and these aren't in any particular order, the Raw Women's Championship. We got Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. Now I'm going to tell you that they say this one is going to be the main event, the last big match of the night. And just after last night's episode of Raw, we had all three of them get arrested. So it was really interesting to see. Now, I think this is going to be a battle like no other that we've ever seen in a women's match before. And I'm going to go with Charlotte Flair on this one. I know that she's kind of the underdog on this. But right now, she currently holds the SmackDown Women's Championship, and I think she's going to end up holding both belts. I really, really do. So that's my pick, Charlotte Flair. Although it's time for Ronda Rousey to kind of step aside, she's kind of become a little bit obnoxious. Obviously, the worst actor they've got in this whole situation, but I'm going with Charlotte Flair. Now, a lot of you know, that know me personally, actually, I should say, my son, It's Busted Jeeber, actually had me a shirt made once, and I wear to the events. It says, I am the future Mr. Charlotte Flair. So just give you a heads up on that. Then we've got the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. Okay. I can't stand Brock Lesnar. I think he's way overused, overpaid, waste of time, waste of space. Waste of wrestler, actually. And so I'm going to go with Seth Rollins on this. But here's the catch. I think we are going to see Dean Ambrose one more time pop out and have something to do with this. Now, if he doesn't, I still think Seth Rollins is going to win this one because it's time for a change. Because it's really obnoxious to only see Brock Lesnar show up every now and then and still not wrestle. I mean, the guy is freaking obnoxious. Matter of fact, I'm calling you out, Brock Lesnar. I want to talk to you, man, because you are a freaking joke. Just saying. All right, and then we've got the WWE Championship. The new Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. Now, I think Daniel Bryan is going to end up winning this one because I really don't think Kofi Kingston is ready yet. But I think they're going to keep this storyline going on for a little bit more. Before they give Kofi a belt. But I'm definitely going to go with Daniel Bryan, even though I'm not a big fan of his right now with this whole eco movement thing because it's a little obnoxious. But I've always been a Daniel Bryan fan, especially ever since my son got to meet him at a Whole Foods, and he was just a world-class guy. So then we have Roman Reigns versus the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. Now, I'm Scottish. Everybody knows I'm Scottish. Love my Scottish heritage, but I'm going with Roman Reigns on this one. And this could, if we don't see Dean Ambrose in the other match, I honestly think this might be the match he pops into and kind of gets involved with. So then we have AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. I'm definitely going with AJ Styles because I think Randy Orton is done. He's I don't know. It's time for him to retire. It really is. His I guess you could call it shtick or whatever you want to call it. His thing is getting old. So there's that. Then I've got Triple H versus Batista. Now this is considered a no holds barred match. And also Triple H's career is on the line. So if Triple H loses, he's done. He's out. He's gone. No holds barred. Anything goes. So this could get messy. And both of these guys are older wrestlers. Batista, as you know, he would be in Guardians of the Galaxy. And oh my Lord, it's like gone out of my mind. But he's the blue guy. This says, if I move really slow, you can't see me. God, I can't think of his name. But anyways, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers and all that. But I'm going with Triple H on this one because I think Triple H has a lot more to give to the wrestling still. And somehow, some way, I think we might see Ric Flair pop up in this. Not necessarily to get involved physically, but maybe on the side to kind of taunt him or, to distract him in a way that Triple H just beats the living hell out of him. So I hope that Triple H beats Batista in this one. Then we have the Intercontinental Championship. Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor. Now, Bobby Lashley has his little puppy dog, Lilo Rush, on his side all the time. Man, talk about ass kisser. But I'm going with Finn Balor on this, but I'm not going with just any Finn Balor. I think we are going to see the demon Finn Balor come out, which is something we haven't seen in a while, and that persona of his is phenomenal. So I think we're going to see Finn Balor, and I think Finn Balor is going to win this one. Then we have the United States Championship. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Hey, and this one is kind of a tough one for me because I'm not exactly sure which way this is going to go. I'm definitely not a Samoa Joe fan. Don't like him. Never have. I would love to see Rey Mysterio win this, especially with his kid in his corner. That would be really, really cool to see. So I'm going to go with Rey Mysterio just because, he's one of the older wrestlers I've enjoyed, even as a kid, got to watch. And, I think he's going to pull that out. I think his son is going to have something to do with him winning that belt. And then it's going to kind of draw his son into the ring to wrestle because I know he wants his son to be a wrestler. So we'll see how that goes. Then we have the Women's Tag Team Championship. Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka versus the Iconics. Now, I've been reading on these, some of these events to see, or matches to see, some of these other people picking. And I can't believe people are actually picking the Iconics to win this thing. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm definitely thinking that Sasha Banks and Bayley are going to hold on to the belt on this one. But I think it's going to be a really, really interesting match. But I think it's going to come down between Bayley and Sasha and Nia and Tamina. So I think they're going to be the ones that towards the end of it are kind of clashing. So that's my call on that. Then we've got The Miz versus Shane McMahon. Falls count anywhere. That means they could be pinned out in the parking lot, in the bathrooms, wherever the case may be. They could be pinned. Okay. And after getting a whooping from Shane, and then after having Miz's dad being embarrassed and attacked, I honestly think Miz is going to take this one. And somehow, some way, his dad's going to get involved in a sense. But I think The Miz is going to get his payback. So that should be interesting. Then we've got Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. Now, this is going to be Kurt's last match as he's going to retire after this. I think he's going to go out on top of this and win. I think he's going to make Baron Corbin tap out. Now, I know we're going to get some interference from some of the other wrestlers, possibly Drew McIntyre or Bobby Lashley. But I think that Kurt Angle is going to win this. And I honestly think that we might see John Cena come in and help out Kurt Angle on this one. That's my theory. Then we've got the Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Murphy versus Tony Ness. Ness? I'm going with Buddy Murphy on that one. I don't know too much about the Cruiserweight division, but I'm going with Buddy Murphy. Then we've got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Now, this is going to have a multitude of wrestlers coming in, just like in the Royal Rumble, and wrestle it out. And last person standing wins. Some of the entrants we've got in this: Braun Strowman, Jinder Mahal, Bobby Roode, Bo Dallas, Kurt Axel, Mustafa Ali, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and plenty of others. And then there's going to be Michael Che and Colin Joust from Saturday Night Live, which that's kind of a joke, but we're going to see them in there. And I'm actually going to go with Mustafa Ali on this one. I'm going to pick the little man to win this one on here. And that's just because he had some stuff going on recently and then got hurt, and he's coming back in this one. So we'll see what happens with that. And then we've got the Women's Battle Royal. And I think we're going to see either Nikki Cross or Asuka come out on top of the winner of this. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick Nikki Cross. I'm probably going to lose this one, but that was the toughest one for me to make a pick on. So those are my predictions for Royal Rumble 35 coming up this Sunday. Or not Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 35, pardon that. And hopefully I can get It's Busted Jeeber to come in next week, and we can kind of follow up on that and talk about what went down. So if you're going to watch more WrestleMania, let me know, and let me know your predictions. We'll see if I'm right. Later, guys. This has been a Pappy Hour special report.